Yeah, said I gotta do better. Yeah, that's the motto. A gift and a curse, my foot in the pedal, I never let up. I dropped the L, now it's Toro. Dubs come in first like it's Whack-A-Mole. I'ma tell them all, yeah. Can't come in last, no. Come in first, I ain't no slowpoke. Oh, it's Toro. I said, oh, it's Toro. I said, oh, it's Toro. I dropped the L and it's Dubs, I ain't no more.
What's up, everybody? It's Toro. Come back at you with another video. Today I want to talk about the topic of people always want to, come to a certain group of other people, or unite as one against an idea or a person or a group of people. Just uniting as one, trying to go for a certain goal, achieve something. And what I've realized is that most of the time, not all the time, sometimes people do it the right way. People do about it in a way that's not healthy, in a way that's not going to be effective, really. So, for example, that can go, I'll start right off the back. Like, if I'm being honest, I can look at the way that we treat Black Lives Matter and the way that we do things for African American and Black people. Every single time someone gets shot or some police brutality, it's not effective. Because all that I've seen people do is just go on social media, post something for like a week or two, get everybody upset, and everybody forgets about it, and it goes about the day like nothing happened. That obviously is not solving the problem. What's going to solve the problem is going to be when people come together in an organized fashion, not to go post something on social media and get people to look at it and then it circulates and then it's gone, but to actually make change in the world. And the thing is, most people don't know how to make change in their own lives, so it's hard to ask somebody to make change in the whole entire world. Even when you have a million people doing the same thing, it might do a little bit of something, but there is so much more that we could do to be more effective. And the way that we make change whenever we come together as a group of human beings who are like-minded, have the same goal or a set of goals. So when you look at example like the Black Lives Matter, I feel like another way that we have like the actual organization of it, but I mean there's a lot of stuff going in the background about how they do with their money that people give to them. But I'm just saying, like, people need to have more organized units of doing things. So that's like, that can be even extrapolated back down or to let's say that you're trying to, I always use examples in every single video, but I'm gonna do it again. You're trying to lose weight. You cannot lose weight until you organize your life. So if you're only going to, oh, okay, how about today I'm going to go I'm going to start eating salads every day. That behavior is not going, that's going to be happen one time, or maybe like it's not going to be able to stay as a behavior that is going to stick with you unless you organize it and then work with that organization over and over and over again. And it has to all align and be aligned and organized with the same goals in your life. So let's say that this is how it goes back. Let's say someone made an organization to stop crime or something like that. You might have a short turnout of people come together, but if those people were like, yeah, I'm just gonna start doing this, and they didn't look at their lives and be like, okay, maybe I need to switch this thing to be able to, in my life, for me to have time, not just this one time, and then, oh, the rest of it, I'll let the other people handle that. And that's the same idea everyone else had. So after 2 weeks, nobody wants to actually stick with this one thing. Then that's not gonna be able to have that thing last for long. So it's not just organization, because you can come with organization. Like, you could come with, oh, you set a schedule for yourself to work out, but if you don't have the actual, you plan on the heart that comes with it, you don't care about it enough to be like, you know what, this is a part of my life now. This is me now. It's not going to stick with you at all. And I think it's a shame, because it's not just like we get so riled up nowadays. Everyone's a lot more sensitive about the things, which is a good thing in a way, because it lets people realize like we're not going to like stick with the stuff that's been hurting us for a while in a certain way, but sometimes it can be misconstrued and thought of in ways that aren't going to be effective in helping people. But it's a good start. I'll say, and it's gonna evolve more and more, and people to be able to do things more effective. But right now, I feel like we're in a stage that we're actually coming out of this. It used to be this, okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. We had a short attention span. We would just keep on jumping from one movement to another movement and not do anything about it, or just think about it, or put a post out on social media. And I think now we're starting to slowly come into something where people are going to be realizing that they can do more than just post something on social media, and there's more to things than just do that, and you have to have more organization. But that's gonna need some more time, more effort, more people who are going to know how to do that stuff, to have that mindset, like almost like a businessman. And it's funny because I'm just gonna come. This is my channel. I get to say what I want to say in here, and a lot of my thoughts, I might be upset. Please, somebody correct me. So I might be thinking about things in the wrong way. But I'm gonna say this out loud because I want to. So I look at culture nowadays, at least pop culture, and I look at a lot of what the general consensus of how to think is, and I feel like a lot of people think it's the cool thing to act like the stereotypical black person, no matter what race you are. And the stereotypical black person was created from so much negativity that is not going to help the average person. Like it comes from a lack of abundance, a lack of happiness, like anxiety, stress, hate, all these things that happened from our past and all this stuff. But it's cool now because everyone wants to place it on everything, because you're only cool if you're black, or you cool if you act a certain way or talk a certain way. And it's okay up until a point where you forget why that was that thing. And then if you forget, like, let's say for example, like you have a gun in your hand and someone tells you like a gun can be used for good things, but you forget about the bad things that gun can be used for, you're gonna think that, okay, shooting people is okay. Shooting people is only gonna have good effects, only can have positivity with it, when there are negative effects, that you have to learn how to use your brain to use these things in the right way. So when we look at the way the culture that we as black people have been brought up with and created, we're not looking at the effects of it. And one of the effects is, like the topic of this video is how we don't organize. We might have strong emotions about things, but we haven't been able to figure, like in a large amount, haven't been able to come to a point where we have good leadership that's able to bring us together and go about things the right way in this world. Because at the end of the day, if I'm being honest, the world is not run by the black culture. The black culture is a good cover for everything. Everyone wants to paint that coat of paint on everything. But at the end of the day, it's business out here. And if you don't have that good business attitude, or some people might say it's the white man's world, you aren't going to be able to get things done, because that's the positive way to do things. The positive way of, okay, we're trying to do things in the benefit of everyone else, not like, oh, you did something bad to me at one point, so I don't want to work with you anymore. That's not going to help things when you aren't able to, work with people cordially, be able to relate to people, be able to understand people. And that, I feel like, is something that we're missing a lot of times. And without that organization, we can't do what we want. If we might have some good ways of thinking about the world, but we need to, actually come together and think about things the right way, and not look at people for their differences. Look at people what we have in common, or actually both at the same time, because it's not just one or the other. It's really all of it together. Like that separation of organization versus disorganization is been seen in a lot of different ways. When you look at let's say, when you're organized as a corporation, There's a reason why these corporations are able to bully out anybody who has not been as organized as them, have a corporate ladder, all these different structures, is because they have tried and true methods. They have a chain of command that is able to direct troops, direct people to do things like this. And this is why other cultures have been able to been, smushed out. Like if you look at how, let's say, Native Americans and when British people and Americans, came in and like divided and conquered because they weren't as organized. They might have had a degree of organization, but it wasn't as organized, and they ended up losing their land. They ended up losing who they were. So I'm saying, if you really value what you want to do in life, you're going to have to change things up and add a higher degree of organization, depending, no matter what it is. If you want to change, like, there's anything is possible, but it's going to take a direct, sharp point of organization. Like, it's like a pyramid, but your own pyramid in your life. Whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever goal you're trying to achieve, you're trying to bring people together to cause a shift in something. You need to have organization with those people with you. Everyone has their job. Everyone's able to come together and help each other out at the same time cohesively. And that's what I feel like we need more of, and we need to remember to think hard about and figure out how to do as a people. And we need to also provide those resources for us, and not to like say anything bad about people. But I feel like a lot of the culture is more of demeaning. But I think I've seen a lot of points in pockets around the world in the culture, pop culture, black culture, whatever you want to call it, where we are trying to be more positive about things. But I don't see enough of it to feel comfortable. I feel like we need to push for more of that, and I do advocate for being the guy who's positive in a room full of people who are like, why are you being so positive? Why are you being so happy? It's like, don't you want to be happy? If you look at literally what it means, like what a non-toxic environment looks like, is people being happy and people understanding people. So if you understand that stuff, you can be able to, even if you're hating on someone else that's not contributing, it might be someone outside of your perceived group. You don't want to hate on anybody. You want to be able to have a degree of happiness in every single moment, that in every single aspect of every person, so that you can be able to have that love and be able to have that come back to you karmically, and with karma and stuff like that. And that's going to help you with your organization. If you're trying to organize your own life and you're hating your old ways, that's only going to perpetuate that cycle of hatred, that cycle of, okay, I'm not gonna do that because I hated that. I don't think that's a healthy way of doing something. That's not gonna keep your tower very stable. That organization that you're trying to build within yourself or whatever, or outside externally, depending on what you're trying to do. I don't feel like that helps us out at all, if I'm being honest. But it makes the situation worse. We need to remember to have that love. I think really a lot of us need to know what that love means, what that self-love means as well. Because as a black people, like, it's funny because on the other day, me and my girlfriend were driving back home from a trip we went to like the mountains to walk around and stuff like that, and we were watching this video about how, like, back in the day, like, I think Jim Crow period, a lot of black people, we held self-hatred for our own selves, and that shows, like, to a degree, we didn't know how to love ourselves. It's very important to know that if you can't love yourself, it's really hard to love others. So if you can't love yourself, that's where we need to start at. Organize that self. No hate for any aspect of yourself, no matter how bad it is. Your gluttony, your brokenness, the way you act, anything that you're ugly, you might think you're ugly. Any of that stuff, you have to have love for that stuff. You have to cultivate that. That takes time, meditation, prayer upon it. And we need to have that base, a strong base to our organization of ourselves before we can build something that's of meaning, that's going to last. And that's what we need, if I'm being honest. So if I wanted to extrapolate that to an organization that's going to make change, I feel like it needs to be built on strong morals, no hating of other people, no hating of other people who have opposing morals, and teamwork. And once that, because like once you have that goal, that strong wall, that base, you can then build a teamwork on top of that, and it just builds up from above that to what the goal is, what we're trying to achieve, and everyone's place, and loving everyone where we are at that moment in time. So to recap, basically I was going over we need to have more organization, because if we're never going to get anywhere, whatever we're trying to achieve in life is always going to keep on toppling down if we don't have a sense of organization, or a realization that if it's okay to do things that are organized, it's okay to do things that are white, because it's not white. That's a label that you're putting on it. It doesn't have to be that. It could be the right way, or the way that you feel is the way you need to do it, because it's going to coincide with whatever your goal is, whatever you're trying to achieve, you want to achieve with yourself, with other people, in the world, or whatever goal you're trying to do. Okay, that's just honestly what it is. You can research this stuff, and it's always going to add up that way. Anyone who's an athlete, they had organization. These people who made it to a high level, they had an organization. They train on days like this. They had their days set up like this. They did X, Y, and Z every single time they wanted to achieve something. They had a tried and true method, the scientific method to what they were doing. But yes, that's basically what I want to do, because if you're not, you're just going to get divided and conquered like Native Americans, like our own culture as a black people, like I won't even say like a race thing. It is any type of organization that is not set up in an organized way is going to get divided and conquered by something that is more organized and stronger in any aspect of that pyramid. But first, the most thing importantly is that base of love, the base of organization. So yep, that's pretty much the video this time, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like the video. Yeah, I'll make more content like this. I got some more things in the works in the future I'm working on, but I'm gonna keep on trying to get more and more consistent with this, guys. So yeah, like and subscribe, comment, please. Just like it if you didn't. But been told, heart of a bull, horns of a bull, whatever. We out. Oh yeah! Motherfucker, you just made it to the end of the video. Just wanted to say, guys, to my right here, you got another video on my channel. Go watch that. What you got right here, another video on my channel. Go watch that one. What you got here in the middle right here, you got some links to my music channel and my regular channel. Give me a follow. You already know what's going on. Yeah, come back for more. Thank you. I'm out here. Like I said, heart of a bull. We out, Toro.